Thanks for listening to Get in the Hole, your number one stop for all things in the world of golf. Watch and subscribe anywhere you get your favorite shows on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and more. Just search Get in the Hole. Get in the Hole is the official golf pod of the Underground Sports Philadelphia family of podcasts. Now let's get right into the action. Here's your hosts, Steve McAvoy and Ben Pirro.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
I found this on Facebook of all fucking places.
Oh yeah, you told me not to look at this, so I have no idea what's about to happen here.
I made sure.
I was about to click this for everybody listening or watching. I was about to click this link, and he said, "No, you know what? I actually don't want you to click." I said, "Okay, I'm not clicking it."
All right, so you know how like there's like events. Like you go to a hockey game and you hit the puck through like a little tiny hole and you win like a new car.
Yeah, like a half court shot type thing in basketball
exactly.
games.
Yes, same kind of thing. Like hit a free throw 3.5 court shot in 30 seconds. All right, so this Arkansas golf course had a charity event, or like a tournament, whatever it was, and the challenge was on the par 3 10th, about 180 yards. If you hit a hole-in-one...
Well, you said Arkansas?
In Arkansas, yeah.
Suey!
Woo, pig suey.
Shout out to the pigs.
Every show we get a John Daly reference. So, if you hit a hole-in-one on the par 3 10th... Now, let me roll back around here. The event was a $375 entry fee, and it was called the Tournament of the Century. If you get a hole-in-one on the 10th hole during the tournament, you would earn, thanks to the J. Hodge Ford dealership in Arkansas, a Ford F-150 2022 valued at $53,595.
Good grief.
Now, if you're like me and listen to WFAN every morning, you hear every fucking day,
back after this,
going the brand new Ford F-150 with all 24 GOAT modes. It's got a generator in the back. You can feed a family of 7. You can power your house in a hurricane. Like, boomer Esiason is whatever. Anyways, this guy hits a hole-in-one. Named, this guy's name is, where is it? Austin Claggett. Austin goes to the J. Hodge dealership. Now, J. Hodge said on its Facebook page, if you like, they liked the page, they liked the event posted saying, "Hey, you get a hole-in-one, you win this Ford F-150." They then said on Facebook, the J. Hodge dealership, after he had hit the hole-in-one, said, "No, we are not giving away a Ford F-150. It's for display and advertising purposes only." Now, here's the quote: "While management at the golf course desired for our dealership to provide the truck as a prize for a hole-in-one on the course during the event, we were unable to fulfill this request due to the lead time required to provide insurance for a hole-in-one vehicle. This was clearly communicated to Morrilton Country Club management, and the club agreed that the dealership would provide a new truck for display and advertising purposes only." The post went on to say that Morrilton Country Club promoted the truck as a winning prize without J. Hodge Ford's knowledge. Well, there you most certainly have it. Now, technically, you would think the country club is wrong. However, the dealership did like the post saying the country club was going to put it up for sale. However, they unliked the post afterwards, and according to Clagette's lawyer, this deems that they are responsible because they liked the page, acknowledging that they were actually involved. Clagette's lawyer said, "This is about doing what is right. Mr. Claggett lived up to his end of the deal," which, by the way, is fucking impressive. You had a whole one.
Yeah. It's also great wording. Lived up to his end of the deal.
And now Morrilton Country Club and J. Hodge Ford of Morrilton want to crawfish out of the deal. I love.
That's a great term. Oh, I'm adding that to the vocab.
I love. What is it like Arkansanians? But like whatever the word is.
Arkansasan.
Arkansas. So he's suing both businesses, both the country club as well as the dealership. The Star, which is the news source in the area, reports that Andrew Norwood of Denton and Zachary, PLCC lawyers, say it is now clear that neither the country club nor dealership want to give Plickett the truck he technically won. They are both being accused of breaching their contracts by not transferring the title to him. The lawsuit states injustice can only be avoided if Plickett gets his new truck. No one in the story seems particularly likable in the entire situation. So he's currently going through a lawsuit. I want to get your take here on how ridiculous this sounds, because first of all, like, never in my entire life have I ever seen someone like actually win a car. I remember like 10 years ago, like Ford is like the official car of like the Yankees, and it was like, oh, drive off in a brand new pinstripe like Ford. Like, no one wants to drive that. And I never saw it on the road. What do you like make of this?
Man.
What do you think of it? I think it's over the top ridiculous.
Yeah, it's absurd. First of all, secondly, I think the guy who hit the hole in one is completely in the right for everything that he's doing.
Yeah, no, of course. Naturally.
Genius to sue both. I think it's wild that a like and unlike qualifies as you need to uphold your end of the bargain.
I mean, makes sense though.
That poor social media manager.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest. It's a car dealership in Arkansas. I'm pretty sure it's just like
it's
like
probably the owner's son or something.
I was gonna say the owner's daughter, who's like off in the corner at work doing the TikToks.
Yeah, writing the scripts for the. I gotta ask you this. Speaking of car dealerships, not to go off on too much of a tangent, but
I hate buying a car.
Do you guys have cringy local car dealership commercials too?
Of course, naturally.
They are the worst.
Well, hold on. You listen to WFAN every day, and it's like, oh god, there's one dealership in, oh my god, it's in New Jersey too. Oh my god. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up this audio.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
That's really bad.
That one's awful.
No, hold on, wait. Oh my god. I gotta find this now. Oh god, because it is the worst. All right. So there's Ray Katina of Edison, who always does his ads on WFAN. But there's one person. It's like, oh my god.
There's one in Philly that I would love to work with him because he seems like an electric factory. Gary Barbera. And the commercial ender is Gary Barbera on the boulevard the best? Boy, I guess.
Bro, all right, I found it. This woman, Security Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram. I don't know where they're located. I don't even want to know where they're located. But this woman, Michelle Scalisi, has the worst voice.
Oh, God.
Just listen to this.
This is Michelle Scalisi from Security Dodge, and we're ramping up our inventory just for you.
She's so New York.
Wait.
Come get some. You looking for a new Jeep? Come get some. You looking for a Scat Pack or a Hellcat? Come get some.
She was not as enthusiastic about the Jeep.
No, bro. she says, come get some. Like 5 times.
She was not hype about the Jeeps.
So Craig Carton tweeted this out like 3 months ago. When he got back from jail and he got back on the air, he told his producers, and he said it like on the show. He said, if I'm ever doing a show, I never want to hear that fucking Michelle Scalisi ad. And one time they played it, he came back and he said, welcome into Carden and Roberts. Come get some. I was like actually keeled over crying in the car. I almost crashed my fucking vehicle.
I love the Gary Barbera ones. It's like, is Barbera on the boulevard the best? And then a car horn honks. Boy, I guess.
No, there's also Nielsen Dodge, which is like another one of those like shows. They're in Morristown, New Jersey. Hold on here. Wait. This sounds like Donald Trump, by the way.
Devoid of joy. Well, that's changed. I'm Bill Snopper, and I'm proud to say Nielsen Dodge has a new location in Morristown.
Now, I must say, This ad is really good because the slogan and the jingle's catchy.
Here's the new 2022
Wait.
1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4, just $389 a month. You'll also see a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles.
So forget the lava. Get a nice cup of java in our lounge and save today the Nielsen way. Ran our day.
That's pretty good.
The Thanksgiving Java got me. That was good.
Get in to save the Nielsen way.
Hey, if any of those car dealerships want to advertise on this show, hit us up.
There was
Get some.
There's another one by my house. It's called, I don't know where they come up with names for car dealerships. It's called Nardi Honda of Smithtown, and the whole thing's like Nardi Honda Smithtown, get your prices.
See,
down.
there's a Chevy dealer, not a sponsor, but there's a Chevy dealer in South Jersey, literally Bennett Chevrolet. Why are they not advertising with us?
I can see it right now on OTB. It's OTB, sponsored by Bennett Chevy.
Like, come on! I'm a walking billboard.
I would. All right, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, we should do a company-wide like car commercial ad because they're all so low budget.
Yes.
And
like
you can easily tell this guy from Nielsen is standing in front of a green screen with like 4 fake fucking cars behind him.
Oh yeah. Like there's ones here that like they're going to Spirit Halloween in like July to go buy costumes to wear in these commercials and shit.
Michelle Scalisi, if you're listening to us, please sponsor us because I would just
come get some ad space.
Anyways, oh my god, welcome into the Get the Whole podcast, Steve McAvoy, Kyle Bennett here. Oh my god, this is.
Man, I love doing intros for this show. Let me just say that, like, because we just get unhinged for like anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes to start the show, and then we talk about golf.
You know what it is? Now look, I had a radio show for 3 years prior to doing this, and like me and my old co-host Jack would always do these like ridiculous cold opens. We would talk about
Jack Maine, known creator of baseball.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw that tweet interaction with
No, I did not. But me and Jack used to do like the most ridiculous like cold opens for the show. We wouldn't like come in with any sort of like music or anything. We play the intro typically at the end of the cold open. Once we started just fucking laughing, like couldn't handle ourselves. And yeah, we would just have the most ridiculous stuff to talk about, and it worked. And I love incorporating it into the show because I feel like every single time I do something, it's like over the top ridiculous, and we always manage to find something dumb. And I think you and I just mesh really well with it, and I think it works. And
we literally went from talking about Yu-Gi-Oh last week to car dealership commercials this week.
And I can only imagine what's going to pop up next week.
Man, the montage in the year in review video with these is going to be electric.
You're welcome. I'm a walking billboard. I'm possibly funnier than Pitts, and Pitts is like the kid's a walking meme.
Oh, it's so true.
For Pat Pitts on QNN, have a good one.
Can't wait for April.
You're telling me you can't wait for April? My goodness. So, get in the hole here. Steve McAvoy, Kyle Bennett. Of course, while you're here, follow us on Twitter, Instagram at Get in the Hole Pod, YouTube. Please subscribe. Join in. How far are we from that 300 mark?
We have crossed the 300 mark. We are at 308. Shout out to everybody that has entered our giveaway. That part of getting an extra entry was to sub to the YouTube channel, but we did get some other just random YouTube subscribers. So now we're on that road to 400, as well as the big 1K gauntlet that we're on. But shout out to the first 308. That's where we're at right now. 308 YouTube subbies.
Well, I have news for you guys. Get in the hole. The follower base has been thriving. I've been a little off my game in the Twitterverse, but hopefully it makes up for it that I'm really good on the pod. 181 followers right now. If we get to 200, I've got a giveaway. Really cool stuff coming up. So be sure to look out for that. Also may have a giveaway coming for the Hero World Challenge in just 2 weeks. We're already at basically the back end, almost the end of the fall swing of golf. It feels really weird. The Hero World Challenge, Tiger Woods' event coming up the first week of December. We're also going to talk a lot about Tiger at some point in this program. But we lead with Russell Henley. He has won the second event of the hashtag Creature Crown. The
newly dubbed Creature Crown.
the Worldwide Technologies Open Championship at Mayakoba at El Camaleon Golf Club. It's the longest.
Say that
name.
100 times fast.
It's one of the longest names I've ever had to ever utter on the show.
That's like Esteban from Zach and Cody.
Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez. My Spanish name is actually Esteban, fun fact.
Is it really?
Esteban is Steven in Spanish. And
you learn something new every day on the Getting the Whole podcast.
We're basically like the show for your SAT prep, honestly. That's going in the Twitter bio. They Getting the Whole podcast. Grayson Murray's least favorite podcast and your number one stop for all your SAT needs.
I have a new thing on my resume / Twitter bio that I need to put in there.
What is it?
John Boy called me a man of integrity.
Oh,
he did a breakdown of the play.
I can one up you. Went to Harry Styles in Manhattan. Stopped his show halfway through. He goes, I want to give a shout out to all the men in this building who bought your daughters and bought your girlfriends, but particularly I want to shout out the dads. And he says, I call all of the dads golf dads.
Ooh.
And I started this, and he goes, and I quote, I started this last week. Now, this is like his 8th show in his 20-show residency in Manhattan. He goes, I started this last week because when I'm sitting backstage and I'm just like hanging out, I have a roving camera that goes around. He literally controls a what are those things? A drone, and just flies it around without you even knowing it. And he goes, I saw a lot of guys in polo shirts and Titleist hats. So naturally, as a golf fan myself, I'm going to go around the room and I'm going to spot you golf dads. And what happens? The camera lands on me in a polo shirt.
Way.
And he goes, oh, found a golf dad.
That's incredible.
And proceeded to go all around the entire arena. So
we have to find footage of that.
I don't think we ever will, and I don't really want to, because I got on the camera and I just chugged my beer. But
that's amazing.
In my Twitter bio, it does in fact say Harry Styles called me a golf dad.
Now it makes sense. I was wondering why that was in there.
You're welcome. So Russell Henley wins the second event of the Creature Crown, takes home the Mayakoba Classic, takes home the nice big iguana. Unfortunately, Victor Hovland and his ridiculous metal music wasn't enough to get that 3-peat going, but Russell Henley takes home win number 2. It passes off the Sanderson Farm Invitational, check, and now the Creature Crown number 2 at Mayakoba. We do have the next technical event of the swing is technically the Waste Management Open. However, there are 2 of the 5th major, the Players Championship, as you could say. The Hero World Challenge, of course, Tiger's event, the Big Tiger, if you could win it. 20-man event, we don't really consider that a true testament. And then, of course, the Century Tournament Championships, which is basically the Creature Crowns version of the Tour Championship, because it's all the past year's winners and top players. You could win those 2. But then the next true event will be the Waste Management, which I believe that logo, that trophy's a bird. It looks like a bird.
So here it is. You can get a season Creature Crown, for the year or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can get the career one, and that's where Hero World and Tournament of Champions comes into play.
Exactly. And what's cool is that the true season long Creature Crown is 2 fall events and 2 regular season events. And technically speaking, no one will ever truly win the Creature Crown as a whole, like the Grand Slam of it, just because not as many guys play in the fall. But this is a great award for someone like a Russell Henley who will play all 4 events. You're not going to see Rory necessarily winning all of them, but regardless, congratulations to Russell Henley. Now, how do you do it?
Creature Crown merch will be coming to our store.
You will.
Should I let them know, Steve?
Absolutely.
PHI Apparel Company, our official merch partner. The Getting the Whole podcast is brought to you by PHI Apparel Company, and they provide unique designs and high-quality clothing for the great fans of golf. And, of course, right now, Philly sports fans. But our merch store on their website is coming within the next couple of weeks. And with their original designs for all, there's no doubt you'll stand out in the crowd. Our listeners, Steve, they can use promo code UNDERGROUND for 10% off any apparel when you shop online at phiapparel.co. That's phiapparel.co, and use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off any merch, which Creature Crown merch is definitely coming now.
For the friends, family, and all the haters out there, if we can't really spell very well, how do you spell underground?
UNDERGROUND.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So Russell Henley takes home win number 2. How did he do it? Well, let's be honest with you. He just absolutely demolished the field. 5-stroke victory over the rest, over Will Gordon, Taylor Montgomery, and the field. Again, 5-stroke win. Pretty impressive. 3 strokes gained on the greens. 5 strokes gained overall this week. Tee to green was exceptional. Our prop bets were also absolutely incredible this week, especially our beer money was actually really strong. A lot of really good plays here. Tom Dietrich finished top 20. Seamus Power again, another top 10. He's now number 1 in the FedEx Cup rankings, and that pushes us right in to talking about towards the back end of this fall swing. Who's been hot? Who's been like absolutely red hot? We know the guys who haven't been great. Let's be honest, half the PGA Tour really hasn't been great yet, considering it's still the fall. But 3 names I want to give you, KB. Give me some reaction here. Seamus Power, he's number 1 in the FedEx Cup standings. He's been red hot. He won at Bermuda. He finished top 3 this week, T3. He's got back-to-back top 3 finishes, like I just said. He's been just absolutely incredible. Number 1 in the FedEx Cup standings. Number 1 in strokes gained total. Number 1 in strokes gained approach. He's been absolutely everywhere. Thomas Dietrich, the German rookie this year on the PGA Tour, 4 top 15s. He was a runner-up this past week at Bermuda, and has not had anything lower than a 20th place finish since last year's Wyndham Championship. So absolute fire for Tom Dietrich. And someone who you're going to hear about later on in the show, Taylor Montgomery. He's finished no worse than 15th in all 5 events, including 3 top 10s and 2 top 5s. Taylor Montgomery, you're going to want to watch out for him. He will be a staple this week at the Houston Open. KB, any thoughts on any of those men?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, breaking the fourth wall here. I sometimes tweet from the Get in the Hole Twitter. Seamus Power's name popping up on the PGA Tour PR like tweet updates that we get constantly. Just seeing his name all the time, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, he's popping off right now. Like, if the PGA Tour communications department continues to tweet shit about him, like, something's popping. So he's been on absolute fire. You could say he's on a power surge.
Power trip.
Tom Dietrich, y'all know, every time I'm on this show, y'all know I love the young bulls. I love me some rookies. I love the new blood coming into the PGA Tour, into the golf scene as a whole. So he's somebody that I am locked and dialed in on just to, follow along with, obviously, with beer money. And I just love following the new guys on tour to see who, like, that next gen is of golfers. Obviously, I've been a big Willie Z guy. We have since denounced him, but we were part of the hashtag Rest in Peace Gooch Gang. When the first match came back post Miss Rona, I was big on Matthew Wolf. Like, I just love the young infusion of talent into the PGA Tour. I think it's what makes it more. I think it's what makes the sport more enjoyable for people like me and the casual fans to be like, all right, let's see who's new. And then you see somebody like a Tom Dietrich doing what he's doing right now, and it makes you want to follow along with them that much more, because it's like, all right, this is somebody who's like relatively new to the scene and he's performing this well. I want to see what he's going to do next.
Bro, Tom Dietrich's got a blog.
Really?
Oh my God. I'm reaching out to Tom Dietrich after this show, and I'm going to get him on this show. I absolutely guarantee it.
Yes.
I guarantee it.
And shout out Taylor Montgomery.
Yes. Well,
like, that's power moves. Like, tied, no worse than tied for 15th over 5 starts this season so far. That's called consistency and playing very, very well.
Taylor Montgomery does not have a blog. However, there is Taylor-Montgomery.com, which is actually a trucking company. They offer demolition services. I don't know where, but if you're in the, hold on, wait for it. If you are in the, where are you?
And I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, perfect. In New York, Hudson's Valley. If you are
sponsor the show.
Valley, they Taylor-Montgomery handles all of Orange County. as well as Ulster, Dutchess, Sullivan, Putnam counties, and frequently works on projects in Albany, Columbia, and Greene County. I don't know where any of those are except for Albany, but feel free to reach out to them. You said
free
you like
ads.
Young Bulls.
I do love the Young Bulls.
Well, I have news for you. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably change this headline. The match number 7. It started out with Tiger and Phil.
How far we've come.
How far we've come. The iterations of the match are ludicrous. Tiger and Phil. Tiger with Peyton Manning versus Phil and Brady. Then
think about that iteration. And look at where Tiger and Peyton are right now versus where Phil and Tom are right now.
It's kind of like anything Phil touches turns to ash.
My God.
Hold on. I have to like look up.
Has Tiger been on a Manning cast yet?
I don't think he has.
That's shocking.
He should be.
You would think that would have happened already, or Tiger would get like an Omaha Productions podcast.
All right. So the match, right? No, not the movie about the Nazi soccer team. God. Then it was, what was it? Was Bryson versus Brooks?
Wow, that was number 3.
I don't think it was third per se. But there was Brady versus Rodgers.
Yeah.
And they had Allen. No. They had the one that was Brady and Rodgers versus Allen and Mahomes, just straight up football players. They had Brooks and Bryson.
Oh, here it is. I have them all pulled up here.
Oh,
it was Tiger versus Phil was number 1. Then it was the match champions for charity, which was the Peyton Manning, Phil, Tom Brady, and Tiger Woods. Then we had the 3rd edition, the match champions for change, which was the November 2020 edition, which was Phil and Charles Barkley against Peyton Manning and Steph Curry.
Another prime example of Charles Barkley just getting absolutely owned because Phil Mickelson was his teammate.
And then the match 4 was Mickelson and Brady against Rodgers and Bryson.
Yep.
Good grief, again.
Then it was Bryson and
Brooks. Then it was the match 6, which was
the
Brady and Rodgers, Josh Allen and Mahomes.
That was a complete snoozer. I absolutely hated that. But now
that one was also rough because it was in the summer.
You're right. It was.
All the other ones, well, the match 4 was 4th of July weekend in 2021, which was the DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers, Phil and Tom Brady. But like all the other ones have taken place like relatively speaking like in the fall or November to be more specific.
Well, so here's the thing. The match 7 is back. And it's the coolest one yet, honestly. It's actually probably like since Tiger and Phil, and I'm not gonna like discredit the first one because now Phil is lost. I wrote Goats versus Guns, but I'm gonna check. But I'm making it Bulls secretly. It's really Goats versus Bulls. Rory and Tiger versus Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas. 12 holes, 6 p.m. tee time, December 10th at the Pelican Club in Florida. Night golf.
I like it.
They're playing it at night.
At night, and it's a Saturday. It's a Saturday night.
This is going to sound ridiculous, might beat out the college football coverage.
Yeah, because I mean, what's going to even really be going on college football wise then? Not
December
much.
December 10th.
Not much, right?
Maybe like the
mid-major bowl game,
the Zulu helicopter bowl.
And trust me, I will be watching this. It's a condensed thing, like you said. It's 12 holes.
Yeah,
and you've got 4 of the best in the world right now going at it.
it won't be happening during this, but like I'd rather watch this over the Quick Lane Bowl and the St. Petersburg Bowl and the Cactus Bowl and the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. And
Give me this all day.
The Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl. The Gildan New Mexico
Well, actually,
Bowl.
I do the Arizona Bowl now. You'll crack up at this. The Arizona Bowl is now the Barstool Arizona Bowl.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, there's also one in California that's now called the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. I'm like Jimmy Kimmel and his pendejo managed to get the get the.
I will say one day we'll have the Underground Sports Bowl.
It'll be played at Subaru Park.
That'd be electric.
That would be hilarious, and I would actually be all in on going to that. I don't even care who's playing. It could be like Old Dominion and Temple.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be a Philadelphia school.
Shout out the Owls.
Give me Alvernia. Alvernia and like Albright. The Battle of Reading, right there. Boom. Just at the gunfight right there. That's an absolute gunfight. All right, goats versus guns, or really goats versus bulls. Tiger Rory versus JT and Jordan. Night golf at the Pelican Club in Florida. I have never played at the Pelican Club. I've played at Pelican Bay, which is actually a site for the perfectly named Chubbs Classic on the Champions Tour. But what do we think? 6 p.m. night golf, 12 holes as the last 3 iterations have been. What should we expect from just like literally when you ponder this? It's the greatest golfer ever, who, as of last week, caddying for his son Charlie, looked fucking awesome. He was walking around and was playing great. They were interviewing kids in Charlie's group, and they were like shitting themselves trying to hit their putts because they have Tiger watching them putt. And then the world number 1, Rory McIlroy, and then of course JT and Jordan. What can be said more about them? They had 5 points collectively at the President's Cup and just absolutely walloped the international team. What do we think?
First thing that popped into my mind here, for selfish reasons, we should do our own Manning cast of this.
Totally.
100%. I think this is going to draw in so many casual golf fans, so many responsible gambling golf fans, because of the names alone.
Responsible? That's a funny joke.
And like you said, it's night golf. That's truly like an unprecedented.
You don't see that ever.
Type of thing. Like you never see that. I think this is setting up Rory and Tiger more so to prepare for their stadium night golfing event that they're going to be putting on with their new thing. I love this. I think this is great. I think this is how the match should be. You chop it up a little bit with, making it 12 holes instead of the 18, and you give us 4 of the best on the planet / to ever do it, going at it in kind of just like a relaxed setting. You're in Florida. The weather's going to be great, and it's 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. This might be the best overall iteration of the match we ever get.
There's one thing that I find fascinating about this, and it honestly has nothing to do with the actual overall product, because the product's going to be great, and odds are Charles Barkley's going to be on the call, and it's going to be a love fest and a fun fest. And Charles Barkley is going to say some really dumb comment to like JT.
He's a knucklehead.
Well, like knowing Charles Barkley is going to be like, oh, who's the worst golfer of the 4 that I can like make fun of? It ain't Tiger. It ain't the world number 1. It's probably going to be Justin Thomas or Jordan Spieth. And the next thing you know, they're going to like knock home one from 220 with a 5 iron and be like, yeah, fuck you, Charles.
Oh, Jordan's from Texas. He's a knucklehead.
No, exactly. Well, actually, JT's from Kentucky, so it's a little more apropos to call him the knucklehead. But like, totally aside from the product here, Tiger Woods, who has not played a golf event professionally since the Open, since he missed the cut, has the Hero World Challenge the week before, which he hasn't said he's going to play in yet. He has that, and then 5 days later, he has the PNC with Charlie, which we still don't totally know if he's going to be in it yet. He's been in it the last 3 years, so there's no reason for us to think he wouldn't be. By the way, John Daly and his son just committed to it, so we'll be seeing them in their Hooters get-ups. Because John Jr. just signed an NIL deal with Hooters.
Amazing.
So they'll be in the Hooters get-up. But like Tiger Woods, we could be watching Tiger Woods playing 3 straight weeks of golf. Like you're gonna watch him play. You might watch him play in the Hero World Challenge for the first time in 3 years. You're gonna watch him play in the PNC probably, and you very well can watch him now. Like this is gonna be like the month of Tiger Woods, and you want to talk about like winning the PIP in December? Like Tiger Woods could win the PIP before 2023 even happens, which would be like ludicrous. But like that's what I'm most looking forward to is just seeing how Tiger Woods has been since he played in the Open. Like he didn't look bad in the Open, he didn't look bad in the Masters, but you saw at the Masters back when we had our live show, he was tired. You saw even after 18 holes, like the final 2 holes, he was like dragging himself up. That 4th round was catastrophic. Like he couldn't even move himself. So I very well could see Tiger being like a whole new form. Again, he was practicing with Charlie. He was hitting balls in the range. He says he's told whoever it was that he's hitting it at about like 94%. Like he's almost there. He's walking totally fine. He carried Charlie's bag, which not for nothing, despite him being a 12-year-old kid, it's still a heavy bag. So he seems like he's got it. I'm all in on this. I think it's going to be incredible. The timing is probably the most impeccable of the bunch. The only thing that could have been a little better had it been more towards like Thanksgiving geared, like it was for the first match. But like it's the holiday season. If you can get the family around to go watch it, spend the night. And I think also because it's at a prime time hour at 6:00, like just prior to the main like shows that you're gonna watch on CBS and TBS, whatever it is that you're gonna watch, like those lead shows. Why not lead into it with something as good as getting to watch Tiger Woods?
Yeah, I think the time slot is perfect. 6:00, like it's still that's technically prime time on a Saturday.
Exactly.
And you mentioned the ones that did take place during like Thanksgiving time. It was like that Saturday, I think, after Thanksgiving. Typically, November 23rd, 2018 was the first one, which is 2018. 2020 was November 27th, and then 2021, the Bryson versus Brooks one, was November 26th.
Might I also add, this makes total sense. I believe it's being aired on CBS. Am I wrong?
I believe so.
All right. I now know exactly why they're doing this. It's because you're going to get... Hold on. What's the CBS primetime TV show at 8:00? Saturdays?
Great question.
Because this all makes absolutely perfect sense if the schedule just lines up right. So the Saturday primetime show for 8. All right, perfect. Wow, this is incredible. CBS just lined this up like nobody's freaking business. So
Talk to me.
So it's going to be 3:00 Army Navy, 6:00 the match, followed by What More Do You Want? NCIS LA new episode, The Equalizer new episode, and 48 Hours new episode. Like the Saturday late night TV fans are going to be going absolutely nuts. And the only thing that I could probably take away from it would be the NFL, who would have like games that week.
Which I don't think they'll flex by then to a Saturday.
They have not. Exactly. So this is perfect. And like what's going to beat this now? Saturday, hockey is barely ever on Saturdays. Basketball doesn't typically play on Saturdays, so I think it works out totally great.
It's on TNT, the match.
Fine. It's still an affiliate of CBS, so that works. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back. Bubba Watson had some choice words about the PGA Tour following the end of the LIV Golf season. Bernard Langer's one win away from the all-time Tour Champions crown. And we got a little bit of smack talk between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Houston Astros and how it relates to golf. You're going to find out in just a little bit. You are listening, watching, however you're streaming it, They Get in the Whole podcast here on Underground Sports Philadelphia. Welcome back into the Get in the Hole podcast. Steve McAvoy, Kyle Bennett here. What are you drinking, boy? Is that Code Red?
It is Major Melon.
I've never had that. I got to try it.
It's fantastic.
KB, I've got some news for you. Before we even get into all of this, the PGA Tour this week goes down to Houston for the Houston Open at Memorial Park. I apologize to you, but the event happens to be the day after the ticker tape parade in Houston, and the World Series trophy will, in fact, be on display at the event on Thursday. And Kate Upton was giving Phillies fans the middle finger. Yeah, I don't know if you saw those videos, but she was literally bashing people in the hundreds behind the third base line, just going nuts. So I apologize to the Phillies fans. Had a great run. But partial karma, because the Mets kind of bit you guys in the ass. The last two pitchers of record for the Phillies was Noah Syndergaard and Zach Wheeler.
It wasn't even Zach Wheeler's fault.
I know it wasn't. I'm just saying, this is
it wasn't even Syndergaard's fault, really.
It's the most Mets thing to just meddle in everyone else's business.
They both pitched fantastic. I thought it was funny that Verlander posed with the girl who was flipping him off on the bus too. They posed flipping the bird to the camera. It was a good run. It was a magical run. It's a team that I will. It sounds dumb to remember a losing team, but the 2022 Phillies will have a special place in my heart for the rest of my life. I now understand the generation before me who had the 1993 Phillies, and they still opine about them and them being, the lovable losers. The 2022 Phillies are my 1993 Phillies.
Well, I mean, look on the bright side. At least the Phillies losing might very well mean we don't go into a recession quite yet. So, could be a good thing.
Pushed it back a couple years.
That's totally fine with me. I'm possibly in the market for a house. I can't be affording this, affording a recession right now. Hey,
I still, to this day, feel like Squidward. Spare change? Spare change, anyone?
Spare change. They took the box from him too.
Yeah.
So speaking of somebody who does not have any need for spare change, Bubba
that
Watson,
won't work.
This guy most certainly will never have to work. Bubba Watson, after signing a $100 multi-million deal with Live Golf, sat down with some interviewers for Live and made some comments about the PGA Tour. He said, quote, "We all got guaranteed money when it came to going to events. Some got paid backdoor to appear at some events, even though there were some we didn't want to actually attend." Basically saying, why should Live Golf be any different? Now, I get it. You want to have a big-time event. Maybe it's the fall swing. Maybe it's like Mayakoba, for example. Yeah, Scotty Scheffler showed up. Does he have to as the number one player in the world? Absolutely not. Former number one in the world, number two now. Did he have to show up? No. Does Victor Hovland have to show up? No. It was more so he was defending his crown. But Sam Burns doesn't play the Sanderson Farm Invitational because he wants to. It's probably because he's getting paid and they want to pay a top 20 player in the world to show up. Bubba Watson's totally right. I understand his point here that, yes, everyone got guaranteed money, but why should Live be different? Well, of course, it goes back to the idea that it's the person writing your checkbook every single week. What do you make of the comments here from Bubba? Do you think he's at a point? Or, again, does this loop back to the whole constant Live Golf struggle if it comes down to who's paying you?
I get what he's saying, but Bubba, from everything we've been made privy to, at least, as the general public about Live Golf, as soon as you signed the dotted line, your bank account had millions upon millions upon millions of guaranteed money in it.
Had 6 zeros in it, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, you got your guaranteed money.
Not the whole thing is not ridiculous because I think I figured it out. The disparity between the people in Live who think what they're doing is good and okay they're right.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing what they needed to do. I said it last week. Harold Varner took $100 million because he came from the hood.
Generational wealth.
Yeah. He came from nothing. He said, I'm going to give my family this so that no Varner for the next 30, 40, 50 years, 6 iterations of me, and probably Harold Varner, the ninth, could never have to worry about having this sort of wealth.
100%. And you and I have both said if we were offered $200 million to go play golf for Live Golf, you'd be kidding yourself if you said no.
But that's Harold Varner. This is Bubba Watson. This is someone who's won the Masters. This is someone who's won 17 times on tour. I'm going to give it to the guys like Sergio and Ian Poulter and Lee Westwood and Grant McDowell who haven't won a lot lately or are really old. Harold Varner has not won a lot. The parity in golf is too much for him to win all the time. I get it. But like Cameron Smith, you're the number 3 golfer in the world. You've won the Open. You won the Players. You almost won the Masters 3 straight years in a row. Why do you need the money? Why does Phil need the money? Why does Bubba?
Well, we know why Phil needs the money.
Well, yes, because Phil's gambling away his life savings and his wife's inheritance. Like that stuff I get. But it's the guys who have already made all this money that like you already have generational wealth. Let's be honest, golf is the one sport where like the ESPN documentary broke of all the basketball players who get their money and then like go broke. Like clearly that they are hiring advisors, and I'm not making this about like the kind of people that are in golf, but people are in golf. First of all, it's a rich kid sport. Most of them are a little more savvy because they probably had parents who understood that kind of concept. And so, yeah, they probably have FAs that are putting money into ETFs and are putting money into these big time corporations for them to invest it in to give to their kids. Like, why do you need more and more and more? And of course, yes, it dials back to who's paying your rent check, who's signing the dotted line every week. What hyphenated name are we going with this week? That's going to be taking and committing acts of inhumane acts, like stuff like that is where I think the line's drawn. But overall, I think every single guy they made their point and they're kind of right. But what they're doing, they believe is right. But the guys who have so much money are just like, why are you still doing this?
I also think it's it's a celebrity angle too, because this works for anybody who makes a gazillion dollars. It's the greed aspect. You get a lot of money given to you, and then it's like, shit, I want more. Like, you chase that high. And that's kind of what these comments from Bubba Watson came across to me as. Like, he's chasing that high of, like, he's getting that money back again. You know, like, he had his big-time run on the PGA Tour where wins the Masters, this, that, and the third, won so many times on tour. Now he gets this massive payday all at once, or, you know, allegedly. And now it's like, wow, like, the high is back, and like I want to go get this money now, and it's greed. It's a whole greed thing with any athlete, celebrity that, you know, you see it all the time where they're just chasing that check and they just want to get their hands on as much as possible, and then they say stupid shit like this.
No, exactly, and I think it's embarrassing. And also, I've been told by some people that Bubba Watson's kind of a dick. So,
same.
Like it's so believable. I can so see it. He probably fits the narrative to a T. So Bubba's clearly probably saying this just to rattle some feathers, but I think at this point the PGA Tour is kind of just like, whatever, get away. Bernhard Langer, speaking of a tour that actually matters to the PGA, the Champions Tour, the 50+ circuit for the old geezers, Vijay Singh and Bernhard Langer. Bernhard, for being there for about I believe it's 11 years now. He's 64 years old. Has 48, I believe, career wins. That the number. Sorry, no, he's at 44 career wins, and he's one away from tying the all-time record at 45. Now, Bernhard Langer, I was like curious of like all of his like accolades, and when you look at his like overall numbers, and like you want to talk about the kind of sort of like Tiger before Tiger. Like, Tiger's got 82 PGA Tour wins, but he's also number one all time, I believe. Yeah, He's number one all time in European Tour wins. He has like 44. And so he's number one PGA Tour. He's number one European Tour. Bernhard Langer is second all time in European Tour wins. He's got 42. Granted, only had 3 wins on the PGA Tour, but now it's 44 on the Champions Tour. He's the older version of Tiger, where Tiger had the European Tour wins at like 45 and then won 82. Bernhard Langer just won everything in Europe. Didn't really play much on PGA Tour except for the majors, and then went over and played the Champions Tour, and it was amazing. 2-time Masters winner. Finished second or T2 at the Open twice, and then finished T4 at the U.S. Open. Again, 2 green jackets to your name, incredible record of sort. But 44 career wins, only one behind Hal Irwin, who achieved the feat from 1995 to 07. Bernhard's been doing this since 07, so 07 to 2022. If my math's correct, that's a 15-year career. He's won 11 senior majors, which is the most all time. The next best is Gary Player, who did it with 9, followed by Jack Nicklaus at 8, and Hal at 7. No one's going to ever touch Bernhard Langer's senior major record, considering Gary Player's dead, and no, not dead. Gary Player's almost deceased, and Jack Nicklaus is a fossil. The next closest guy, I believe, who is actively playing on the tour is Steve Stricker, if he even is, and he's a 4. So that's probably not even going to happen. So yeah, Bernhard Langer, man, absolutely epic.
Shout out to the geezers.
You ever notice? Like if you ever go golfing, the old guys always golf so well and they shoot so low because when you're 70 years old, you finally learn your limits.
You don't have a care in the world.
Like, the driver is going to go 160 and it goes dead straight because you're no longer trying to pound it like you're Bryson.
Right.
You're now just going to hit it in the fairway, get it there. You're going to swing your 4-iron on every single hole. So the 3 clubs you're really good at is your driver, your 4-iron, and your putter, because those are the only things you need now. And you're playing par golf. Think about it. I played with an old guy at Bethpage once. He shot like an 81. I was like, yo, how are you doing that? He goes, I shoot for par every time. I hit a driver 160. I hit a 4-iron about 190 yards. I chip it on and I 1-putt it. That's my entire game.
What a weapon.
The guy uses 5 clubs.
Saves money.
I got a 14 club bag. I don't use half the clubs, and the other half I fucking suck with them. Like, what is this? So I'm convinced that like my low score of an 85 is just gonna be like that's what it's gonna be until I'm like 70, and I'm just gonna start hitting like 70s.
Then when we're 75, we'll be filming Breaking 85 for you.
Oh my god, it'd be like absolutely ridiculous.
Here's Steven now trying to break 85.
I'll be a putt away like a 3-footer, and I'll just like break my kneecap. Like
your hip gives out.
My hip gives out. Multiple hip replacement on the 18th green.
My lumbago.
I've got lumbago.
They just do like full blown surgery on the green, so that way you get the record.
Bro, say less. Honestly,
fucking General Hospital films a video about you.
No, it'd be like I fall, and they help maneuver me so I can hit. So I can shoot the putt like the cue ball, and like just like poke it in that way.
You fall, and it's like, oh, it's a good thing I have life alert. I have my people coming on the way here, but I'm going to cue ball shoot this in, so I break 85.
Life alert sponsor us.
You're gonna be like the old man in the Pixar shorts from right before Toy Story when they're playing chess in the park.
Jerry, yeah. Jerry playing chess. It's one of the best shorts ever.
Your accuracy is gonna be like when he's sewing up Woody getting fixed when Big Al steals him from Andy.
Oh my god, Woody's Roundup. Hi, I'm Woody. Howdy.
Howdy. That's actually Greg Norman.
The Houston Open, where the World Series trophy is large. The golf course is run-of-the-mill. It's a municipal golf course, and I'm almost positive they shot a scene from Caddyshack on this golf course. Memorial Park Golf Course in Houston, Texas, the home of the Houston Open. ironically, one of the hardest courses on the fall swing, and it's a muni, which I think is actually like amazing. Like I love municipal golf courses that are hard to play on. Torrey Pines being one of them. They played Harding Park in San Francisco for the PGA Championship. That was a hard course. The highest score. This course has not seen a score of 20 under par outside of when Russell Henley, aforementioned Russell Henley, who won the Creature Crown #2, shot 20 under, and I believe 2018, I think it was. Outside of that, no one shot any better than 15 under par in the last 9 years at this event. So challenging golf course. We're going to talk a little more about it in our props in just a second. But the Houston Open, par 70, 7,400 yards. We're 2 events away from the fall swing. It seems like it's been like 3 weeks. Amazingly, we're almost to that December swing.
Bare Naked Ladies just came in my head when you said that.
What?
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
The Bare Naked Ladies. Oh my God.
Chicken to Chinese chicken. It's a great song.
I'm just going to jump right into this.
It's a great song.
Because we're already so in deep, and we're going to have 3 more tangents here. Keys to victory at Houston. Really, really, really fast stroke gained approach. Good drives gained and strokes gained putting. It's going to be whoever has the best putter is going to really.
That's where our car dealer needs to come in and sponsor. They need to sponsor Keys to Victory.
J. Hodge.
Come get some.
I absolutely.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is called a callback.
KB, give me the ad read. I can't.
Shout out to the homies over at Pickup. It is the best place to play your props. It's free to play. Anybody can play. You sign up with your phone number. You play the hottest headlines in sports, from golf, football, whether it's NFL or college, the NBA in full swing, the NHL. I'm sure there's going to be some MLB futures right down the line. And they're all created by content creators like myself and Steve. So go to playpickup.com, sign up with your phone number like we said, rack up points on your fan profiles, and then cash them in for prizes on the pickup marketplace. That's playpickup.com.
I just placed a futures bet with pickup on Carter Hart winning the Vezina. So we'll see how that one goes.
Don't hate it. Don't hate it.
Carter Fart winning the Vezina for the Philadelphia Flyers. How do the Delco dads to talk about the Flyers?
Hey, Carter Hart's over there. He's the best fucking guy on the fucking Flyers out there, skating on the ice. Claude Giroux, they were playing against the Ottawa Senators the other night.
There no more.
Yeah, but they were playing the Senators, and Claude Giroux's still a Flyer at heart. He kicked his stick back to Carter Hart. You could take Claude Giroux off the Flyers, but you can't take the Flyers out of Claude Giroux. Shout out to the captain.
The one Flyers player who I actually liked for a while was Shea Gosteber, and now he's gone.
Hey, Shane Goss is be here.
And now he's gone in Arizona.
The Ghost Bear.
Where the cactuses are hotter than the hockey team, and you just go to die.
Yeah.
The fact that they share an arena with Arizona State is kind of embarrassing. Prop number 1 from Pickup. Playoff this week. Have not seen a playoff of this event in 6 years. So yay or nay? Are we seeing a playoff?
I'm going to say nay. I'm going to keep the trend going.
I'm agreeing with you on that one. 7 straight years. Winning score. The last year's winning score was 12 strokes by Jason Kokrak. He is now on the Live Golf Tour. Shame on you.
Shun the non-believer. Shun.
The year before that was 15, and then the year prior to that was like 18. So over under 12.5 strokes. Very, very deviating score here.
I'm going to say over.
Devil's advocate, I'm playing under. We'll see. I'm going to say 11 is going to be the winning score here. Prop number 3, loaded field, kind of, sort of, for a full swing event. The 3 best names on the odds boards. Scotty Scheffler comes in at plus 550 to win. That's the lowest odds since Tiger Woods in 2011. And then now, like, granted, Tiger Woods didn't play a fall swing event since he was like 19. So, like,
that's when he actually had to go to Vegas to place the bet.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's like Scotty Scheffler is like plus 550. Just fucking run home with it. Scotty Scheffler, Sam Burns, or Hideki Matsuyama, the better week of the 3.
Ooh. I'm gonna do this in a ranking style. I'm gonna go Scotty, Hideki, Sam Burns.
I'm going in a straight line. Scotty, Burns, Hideki. You're gonna find out why in a hot sec. Scotty Scheffler, native Texan. I don't know if he's a Houston Astros fan. I feel like he might be, in which case this event hits home a little bit harder. I know he's from Texas. He played at UT Austin. I now actually have to look up what his baseball allegiance is. I feel like he'd be like a hardcore like Justin Verlander like fanboy.
Justin Verlander looks like everybody's 6th grade social studies teacher.
He looks like my 5th grade teacher. Now, technically speaking, Scotty Scheffler was born in Ridgewood, New Jersey. However, he moved down to Texas very early on in his career.
Looks like he's a Rangers guy. Because after he won the Masters, I just looked up Scotty Scheffler baseball team and looked at the Google images. He threw out the first pitch in his green jacket at the Texas Rangers game.
That's an absolute shame. I feel really bad for him. Although apparently they're in the running right now to get Jacob deGrom. I'm going to take Scheffler for a top 10. The Texans always play really well in Texas. I don't know why it is.
No, they don't. The Houston Texans stink.
Well, they're the one exception to the rule.
I had to get that in there.
Do you know that that the week Deshaun Watson returns for the Browns, they're playing the Texans, and in Houston that week is the National Masseuse Convention?
Everybody, that is the Get in the Hole podcast presented by Underground Sports Philadelphia. We'll see you next week.
Giving you all your SAT prep needs.
Good grief.
I'm taking Scheffler top 10. The Texans, everyone who's in Texas, who's from Texas, plays really well, except for the Houston Texans. And Dak Prescott under pressure. Don't really know why.
Valid.
I sound like Annie Agar trying to give like a NFL prep.
I agree on the top 10, by the way.
Someone who I would absolutely go on a date with. I love that woman. Scheffler top 10. What do you think?
I agree. 100%.
There you go. You know what? Let's take one more tiny break. All right.
Sounds ideal.
When we come back,
In a world.
beer money, Kenwood beer, strap in. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble?
And we have to bleep that because we can get sued.
Can we really?
Mm-hmm.
How about if I yell, "It's time"? Like Bruce Buffer?
I don't know. I know that phrase can be brought to court.
All right, so then let's just absolutely just scrap that. But fucking YouTube ads, man. They ruin. All right, hold on. Can we edit this for post?
Yeah.
Ken? All right, I'm going to bring us back here. We're going to start like right now. Time for some fucking beer money, baby. Brought to you by our friends over at Kenwood Beer. Philadelphia's #1 light beer. Grab some Kenny's all over that Kenny tracker because the Philadelphia Phillies have lost the World Series, so you can indulge yourself in an ice-cold Kenwood beer. And look forward to some better things like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and the Philadelphia Flyers.
And a guy eating rotisserie chickens. Did you see that story?
That was amazing.
Just incredible.
Dude, I was
the
like,
people's champ.
40
The people's
straight
champ.
days. That guy's like a modern-day Jesus Christ.
Just lined up a red carpet at an abandoned pier behind a Walmart in Philly, and just everybody knew where it was, didn't put the address, and like 200 people showed up to watch this guy go to town on his 40th rotisserie chicken.
I'm surprised you didn't go.
I was wallowing in my sorrows, and I didn't find out about it until like an hour before it happened. And I honestly didn't know exactly where said abandoned pier was. But following along on the updates was fantastic.
So you're not a true Philadelphian if you don't know where the abandoned pier is on the Walmart.
Well, afterwards I found out where it was, but if I was like in a rush to be like, yo, where's the abandoned pier? I wouldn't have made it. But following along on Twitter was quite soothing for the soul after losing 2 championships in one day.
Well, it's totally okay because I'm sure you had a lot of Kenwood beer just like filled up in your belly.
Kenny beers, wide. More beer, wide.
Beer money time. Top 20 pick. KB.
My
Or no?
top 20. Let's see here. Let's go with I'm gonna go Mackenzie Hughes.
Mackenzie Hughes, the winner of the first Creature Crown Slam event.
Shout out to the Mac Man. I'm gonna go Mackenzie Hughes, top 20.
I am going to take Keith Mitchell, the Visor King, top 20. He's like plus like 250 right now. Pretty good money. No reasoning behind it. It's the first event he's playing, and I really like Keith Mitchell. He also had a really cool Halloween costume that like was like super underrated. I forget what it was, but I saw it like earlier today. So Keith Mitchell. We're just gonna throw darts this week. Top 10. Who you got?
Top 10. Give me Hideki top 10.
I like that. I told you this before the show. There are 6 Taylors.
Taylor gang.
There are 6 Taylors in this event this week. I'm picking 3 of them. 2 of them officially, 1 of them unofficially. I'm going to give you a double up on my gimme, but I'm going to start with the guy who I mentioned about an hour ago in the show, Taylor Montgomery, for a top 10. Like I said, 5 top 15s. He has 3 top 10s. I think this is a home run pick. He's plus like 400. And so I'm going to be yelling Taylor gang to the fucking bank.
Taylor gang. He's also, for the people at home, he's also plus 2,000 to win the whole thing.
Great money right there. By the way, shout out Wiz Khalifa, the first concert I ever went to in my entire life. I was in the 8th grade.
Wiz is great live. Saw Wiz with Fall Out Boy.
So did I. I saw Wiz with Fall Out Boy and A$AP Rocky back-to-back years. Wild. Also, Wiz was the first concert I ever saw in the 8th grade, and I'm pretty sure I got like contact high because I was in the Stony Brook University gym.
Fitting that you got contact high at Stony Brook.
And he had a t-shirt cannon full of joints. And would just shoot him into the crowd.
That's unreal.
And it was just fucking raining. And you could see the smoke cloud conglomerating up on top. Top 5 pick.
Top 5. I'm going Taylor gang. I'm taking Taylor Montgomery for a top 5.
Let's go! Keep the song playing!
Let's go.
We're so getting copyrighted for this. Top 5, I'm taking Sam Bermuda Burns. Bermuda grass all over here in Houston. Sam Burns grew up down the road in Louisiana. There's the state over in Baton Rouge at LSU. He's played this golf course back in college. He's played it as a pro. I think Sam Burns, second best on the odds board this week. I'm going to take him for a top 5. Gimme pick of the week.
My gimme pick of the week.
This is where the money happens.
This is where the money happens. I'm going to give you, it's not a real thing you can take, but it's a gimme / I feel really confident. I'm going to take Maverick McNeely, guaranteed top 10.
Ooh, it's high value.
He's also plus 2,000 along with the Taylor gang to win it at plus 2,000. Give me Maverick McNeely top 10 as well.
If you can guess the first name of the guy who I'm taking, who do you think it is?
If memory serves me right, it's going to be a member of the Taylor gang.
Taylor Pendrith, top 20. I also might even throw on money for him to win. He's plus 5,000. He's a PGA Tour rookie this year. Or sorry, second year as a sophomore, I believe it is. Like this is one of those like 19th hole bar bets that I'm just gonna like throw some money down and say, let's just see what happens. Yeah, no, he's one of the most underrated drivers on tour. Been waiting to get Taylor Pendrith and the beer money for months now. He was on the international team. He returned from a 4-month injury and has finished 13th or better in his final 6 starts of the year last year. So I think Taylor Pendrith and the Taylor game is going to be great. Also, I'm going to take Nick Taylor to make the cut. No reason behind it, but his name's Taylor.
Taylor gang.
Fun fact: Taylor Gang is actually about Chuck Taylor's shoes by Converse.
Yep, it's fantastic.
I've actually never owned a pair of Chuck Taylors.
Really? I have
Plenty of Vans.
two pairs of Chucks.
I gotta get a pair. I feel like I'm missing out. That or like PF Flyers, so I can feel like I'm
Never had those,
Penny
but I know what
Rodriguez.
you're talking about, yeah.
They have them on Amazon for like $40.
I'm a big Vans guy. Vans wants to be our presenting sponsor of our network.
I love Vans, but I also love Uggs. Wait for it. Hello.
Uggs are great.
Uggs, like these
No
things,
free ads.
These things have kept me so warm.
Ooh, those are nice ones.
See, a little furry on the inside?
I like the slipper vibe.
Dude, it's absolutely elite. KB, final pick here. Winner, chicken dinner. Who's winning it?
Just to obviously, I think Scotty is gonna come out and perform. Shout out to Scotty Chef. But if I had to go opposite of Scotty Scheffler just for parity and just for an alternative pick, I'm liking Tony Finau plus 1600. That's a nice little pick. I'd be sprinkling a little cheddar right there. If you're not going with Scotty.
Fuck parody, Scotty Scheffler.
I knew you were going with Scotty, so I was giving an alternative pick for the people.
There's no reason to not take him.
Yeah, 100%.
If he doesn't win, I'm gonna be embarrassed, and I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna put on Twitter to embarrass myself. But like, he's plus 550. You put $5 down, you're gonna win $25. Like, what's the harm in that?
Finau plus 1600 though is a nice little sprankle.
All right, you know what? I will.
You put $1 on that. That's 16.
I will listen to everybody else. If you want alternative bets, Sam Burns plus 1200, Finau plus 16, Aaron Wise plus 16. I think is really good. Sahith Theegala really kind of bats an eye.
I saw that too
here this week. Let me give you one more like super long shot that I can just like see having a ridiculous week. Oh, Denny McCarthy was a putting machine at Bermuda and barely lost. Where's he to win this week? Denny. Plus 3,500. I like that number a lot. That's a lot. Theegala's plus 4,500. I've also heard a lot of rumblings. Dave Burmeister at plus 5,500. As well as, where is my other name here? Matthew Nesmith at plus 4,500 and Will Gordon plus 5,000. Those are three names I've also been sifting around.
And if you're like me and you love names like I do, Sepp Straka plus 8,000.
Well, there's Cole Hammer who's plus 75,000.
Oh, that's a great fucking name.
Cole Hammer.
Holy moly.
On next week's show,
we're
KB
bringing a hammer.
KB and I are going to play country artist or golfer. Get ready for that one.
Oh, it's everybody's favorite game. Let's go.
I think playing NHL player or Russian politician. Like,
yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's one of my favorite games you guys play on this show.
Well, guess what?
Whether I'm on or not.
Well, we're going to have an absolute field day, and we're going to put you through the gauntlet. To give you an idea, to start with Kelly Craft.
Country artist.
He's a golfer.
God damn it.
KB's like 0 for like 12.
I know. I am ice cold right now.
The only names that I could possibly give you that you would know off the bat is like if they're like Korean. That's what we should do. Korean golfer or a K-pop artist.
Yes.
Did you know that BTS
has to serve in the military?
Korean, well, yes. But hold on, wait. We talked about this about it last week, didn't we?
Maybe.
We talked about Siwoo Kim and Sunjae.
Yeah. We did. It was either last week or the week before.
Because BTS in Korean loosely translates to Bulletproof Boy Scouts.
Yes, which is just so badass.
Seung Yul No. K-pop artist or golfer?
K-pop artist.
He's a golfer.
What the fuck?
That's going to do it all for us here on the Get the Whole Podcast. Steve McAvoy, Kyle Bennett, thanking you for listening in here on the Getting the Whole Podcast, Underground Sports Philadelphia Network. Shout out to our sponsors over at the Philadelphia Power Company, Kenwood Beer, Pick Up, all those good guys out there. Keep doing your thing. Of course, follow us on YouTube.
Subscribe. Shout out to the Australians for listening to the podcast this past week.
Greg Norman's family, you're listening to us. We appreciate it. Your father, husband, brother, cousin, sister, next door neighbor sucks. That's going to do it all for us this week, folks. Thank you for listening. and watching. We'll see you. Thanks for listening to Get in the Hole, the official golf podcast of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Catch us every week wherever you get your favorite podcasts, and be sure to like and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Get in the Hole Pod, and follow Underground Sports Philadelphia at Underground PHI. We'll see you next time, and remember, get in the hole!